The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in
Good
listen-only
afternoon,
mode.
everyone. I hope you all are doing well and welcome you all about today's sessions. Is it my screen is visible to everyone? Please type yes into the questions if you are able to see my screen and my audio is very much clear. Please type yes into the questions. Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you everyone for your confirmations. Right. Okay. Today's session is about, we'll try to understand what is the sequence editors and, how we can create the video from the Unreal Engines, right? Okay. So, basically, when we talk about the sequence editor, where we can find the sequence editors, here you can see in my screens into the display the list of the level sequence object to open into the respective editor. Correct. Now, first we'll try to understand what is a sequence editor. Sequencer editor give us the ability to create in games cinematic with specialized multi-track editor. Okay, similar to the Matinee, like if you're using the previous version of the Unreal Engine, so Matinee was there, but into the upgraded Unreal Engines, we are calling them into the sequencers, right? Okay. By creating a level sequences and adding a track, we can define the makeup of each track. Okay. Which will determine the content of for the scenes, and tracks can be consistent of the things like animations for animating characters. For an example, I use this assets over here, right? I'll try to show. I'll go to my sequencer editors. I just deleted that sequences, but no problem. I'll show, like, I have downloaded these assets from the the marketplace. Even you can download this assets. So we will learn lots of the animations clips, how we can put it in that into the sequencer, then how we can do the camera animations to this kind of the lights. So there are multiple upcoming sessions are there for the sequencers and the renders as well, right? So I'll request all of you, like, after finishing today's sessions, all of you have to submit your assignments, because it will really help us to, get to know from you all people, like how you are doing, you are facing any, more, challenges in terms of, like, do you require any kind of other, informations related to your submitted assignments, right? Okay. So when we go to the sequencer editors, here you can see we have the add level sequences editor. This is my previous. The sequencer editor does not have the sequences assigned to the detail panel and cannot be opened. That is, I have deleted that. So basically here we have the two options over here: add level sequencer at the master level sequencer, right? Today we're gonna learn about the add level sequencers. When I'll click over here, so he'll asking me where you want to save it. So I'll just give this to a name my sequencer editors. For an example, this is my car SEQ sequencers, and click on the save it. Now once you click on the save, this tab will get open over here sequencer, right? We'll little bit do the some theory about sequences in this, right? As I already said, like, track can be the consist of the things like animation. This track here on my left hand side, you can see in this track, it's we can do the animating a character, transformations, right, for the moving around in the scenes, audio, including the music or the sound effects, and the several other track types we can import over here. Once I click into my track editor, we have a bunch of options over here, right? Enter to sequences and the load recorded data, add folder, audio track, event track, trigger, and the repeaters. Even we have camera cut tracks, we have short tracks, we have the time dilutions track, we have subsequence track, we have fad, level visibility track, data layer, material parameters collections track, console variable track, and cinematic pre-streamings and media track. So here you can see we have the bunch of the tracks, the available into the our track editors. So when we say the actor to the sequencer, here we'll get the entire list of our assets we have in our level, right? Again, I'm saying, when I'll go to my actor to the sequencers, once I'll click over here, here we'll get the entire list of the mesh we have in the the our level files, right? Correct. uh as of the release versions from the 4.2, the sequence has undergone some refactoring in the terms of the how the time is represented to the better support of filmic pipeline in the context where the frame accuracy of the huge importance, right? So level sequencer is the container for our cinematic scenes, right? This is like we are creating a layers, right? Where we can create the cinematic movies or trailers or anything, and must be created in order to be working inside the sequencer editor. We can create the level sequencer directly into our level from the toolbar and the cinematics. Here you can, there are multiple ways we can do that. First, here we can create an add level sequences. Then we can go to the tools. Here we can search for the sequencer editors. Here you can just check. We have finding the blueprint, catch, debug, viewport, right? Platform, audit, profile, debug, structures. I hope my screen is visible to everyone, right? And my audio is clear to everyone. Cool. Perfect. Thank you so much. So basically, I'm sorry, my might be you'll get a little bit disturbance of the to the cough and cold, right? Okay. Now, how to add the elements to under our sequencer, right? We can also access the cinematic sequences through the windows as well. Once I'll go to my Windows menu, we have the viewport, variant, world settings, load layouts, and let's search of the cinematics. Then we have the sequencer as well, right? It, okay. Now, uh, after creating a level sequences, double click on the open sequencer. Here you'll see into my content browsers. I have my car sequences. Here we can see, let me just show you to the magnifiers. Here we can see we have the over here is a the car sequences over here, and we can see the stars because we have not saved our file yet. So basis always suggestion is after creating any changes or any levels or any any modifications to your level, so always give the control shift and S. That means save to all. Here you can just check. I'll go to this now. Here we can see that icon is gone away. So basically, once I double click over here, I'll just go to the zoom out. I'll hide this panels as well. So we have the sequences over here, right? So when I click on this track, so here we have the different folders. We have the audio track. Simply click on this. Here we can add the audio as well. Here we can see audio. These are the by default, the videos are there. I'm sorry, the audio files are there, right? I would like to add over here. Here we will get into a wave file, right? Is that clear to everybody? We have the wave files. We can do that, right? Once I'll simply click over here, explosions. Here we can see we are getting these explosions. If I'll play this, when I'll press space bar, we can with the help of the scrub, we can hear the audio as well. And you need to go to your first frame and simply click on the space bar. So these are the audio. Once I'll click and select and delete. Again, once you add it into the track, here we'll see. See, if I'm importing any static mesh, these option will be get different. When I'm importing any animated characters, I will get the different, the menus over here, right? Slowly, I'll explain you what are the different menus are we are getting over here. We have the file queue over here. Simply just move to our zero this, the frame, right? Now in sequencer editor here we can see we have this green colors, this green color. That means this is our starting frames. When I'll go to this, here we have this red. this brackets, that means this is the our end of the timer. If I start and play here, you can just check my, the playback has stopped now, right? Again, go to the first frames and start and play, right? We'll try to get more information of this. What are this all, the buttons over here? What are the difference, the features we have into this? I'll just select and play, right? Select this audio file and just try to delete. Select this audio and even also delete. Go to the track. So here we have add folder as well for an, if I want to be, create my systematic folder structures in sequencer editor as well. So always suggestion is give the folder structures, right? So when we are using skeleton mesh, my options will get different. When I'm using a static mesh, my option will get the difference, right? New folder for an example, if I'm making a car animations, just waiting on it, right? Now what we can create, right? What are the options we will get? Typically, if we are creating a cinematic that has the characters, animal, creatures, or anything along those line with the all animate in the move, we will have the skeleton mesh for it, right? Which will need to add sequencer, right? For an example, we have the skeleton mesh or the beer that we have the placed in our level with the beer or any animated character selected. We can click on the track button into the sequencer and we can choose actor to the sequencer. Example, here you can just check. This is the one wolf over here. Again, you can download this wolf file from the marketplace. That is a free of cost. Now here you can see this is the wolf, right? It's locating into my outliner. I can simply select from the left hand mouse and drag it into my track animators. Here you can see now I got the many options because this is the animated. If I here we can see we have the animations, right? For an example, if I'll create any basic sphere as well, I'll just move sphere. Here you can see this is a static mesh. So when I just, importing into my sequencer, drag and drop to the sphere, here we can see the sphere. Just drag and drop. Just a minute. Right click and just delete the folders we do not require. Static mesh. Yeah. Now here we can see in the outliner also we will get the informations. This asset is in my sequencer, right? Here you can see this. This sequencer is in my, this skeleton mesh, static mesh is into my sequencers. Now what are the options we have? See. Now here we have the static mesh options. Once I click over here, we have the animation tab. It came automatically because Unreal's works so smartly. He already the software already know like do we have any kind of the animated the file or not, right? Then we have the sphere. Here we can see we have the transform where we can give the animations. I'll just select my I'll just select this my tracks editor. Here we can see we have into this editor, right? So as of now, first we'll start with the the static meshes only. First we'll try to do animations first, right? So in tracks editors, here we can see we have this car editor. Once you click over here, here it is by default. Which sequencer are you working on? We'll get that informations. Next to that, here we have this features where we can, save this. Click on this, so your entire sequence editor will get saved, right? Then we have the find view sequence asset in the content browsers. So where is my sequencer editor is contained? It directly will take me there, right? It is very easy because if we are not making a proper folder structure, so there are most probably chance we'll get a little bit, confused like where exactly I have saved my sequencer editor. Now here we have the create the new camera and the set of the current camera set. See, basically in camera, there are two different type of the cameras are there. I guess you already have, used that. What are the, the different camera we have? Basically in Unreal, there are two different types of the cameras are there, right? One is a cine camera actors. Let me come out from this. Let me go to over here and go to the cinematic, right? We have cine camera actors over here, which comes in black in color. Let me just pull that and show you where we can see the black color. Actually, here you can see this is called my cine camera actor, right? Sometimes what happen, we are also getting the cameras that is into the blue color, right? So I'll just try to search over here. Is it available over here? Camera actor. Here you can see. Now I have this camera actors over here. I'm sorry. Guys, do let me know if I'm going fast or the slow and my voice is, audible to everyone, right? Do please do let me know. Do I'm going fast? Okay. Thank you so much, Maninagar. Thank you, Wasim sir. So basically, now what are the difference these two cameras we have, right? We'll try to understand, right? First, basically, this almost looks the same, but the cine camera actor includes the setting for the look at tracing. Let me just scroll that over here. So when you go that, we have the look at the tracing settings we have into the cine camera actor. Once we go to the, the camera actors, here you can just check. We have the very less properties in camera. Always suggestion is use cine camera actors. Here we'll get many numbers of the property of the camera, right? Okay. Again, so what are the main difference between these two cameras is, right? Basically, cine camera actors include at the look at tracing, that is the first. Second is the film back settings is like 16:9 ratio, DSLR, Super 8 mm, 35 mm, Vista Visions, etc. The lens and the focus setting as well as the current aperture and the focus distance. While using the normal camera actors, this blue color camera actor it is, right? So camera actor is perfectly fine to achieve the more cinematic feel and exposures, more camera setting. It is recommended that we shoot our scene into the cine camera actors. That is a black color. So I hope you understood about what are the difference between these two camera actors, right? Simply if you are not able to, find anything, you need to go over here and just type camera. So we'll get entire camera. If you are searching for the light, so you will get the bunch of the lights. Yes, we can import light in into our sequencer editor as well. Correct? Anything what we have into our level editor that we can bring that into the sequencer editor. If not, then we need to create some other process. But yes, most of the the assets what you are creating into your level designing that we can import into the sequencer editors, right? So far so good, guys. If you have any questions, please type into the question. I will answer the end of the sessions, right? Okay. So we'll use the cine camera actors. Parallelly, we do also have the when I'll go to my cinematics. So we have the cine camera actor, camera rig cranes, camera rig rail. So we'll try to understand as this well, right? Firstly, we'll try to finish this entire options what we have into the sequences, right? Let me just delete this. Okay. So I hope you understood about if I'm importing anything into my sequences, all this tab will get open automatically, right? Okay. Now, when we have to do the animations, when I'm moving my object here, we can see we have track, then below that we have this transform, we have location, rotation and the scale as well. So how to give the keyframes, right? So there is options over here where we can give the keyframe. Here you can see this icons over here next to this plus, right? Here you can see this. We have this options over here. Here these plus buttons. Once you click on the location, we are able to give the keyframe. I'll just over my I'll change my keyframe and I'll simply move this and I gave the keyframe. This came automatic. Why? Because it is a create automatic keys on here. You can see we have this the automatic option is on. If I turn off now here, if I move my mouse, here we can see we are not able to see automatic keyframes. Right, guys? So you need to turn on this auto key options over here. Simply click. Now, if I just move my mouse, and this time if I move the sphere, we are able to see the curve editor. Press F11 to maximize your viewport. Here you can just check this. Right? Again F11. Here you can see this. We are able to animate. Yeah, wonderful. I just select this all this keyframe and delete. Right? I'll turn off this key. Now next to that, this is the search. Now here we have create new camera and current camera cut. This is a very much important, guys. Whenever you are creating anything, we require this camera cut attribute editor. Once you click over here, here we can see it has created one camera view, right? So once I'll select my camera cut, it's created one camera. I'll just press Alt and the right, Alt and just 1 second. Cine camera actors. This view is locked. Let me just minimize and turn off the snap to grid options. I will come out from my perspective viewport. Here we can just check, press F. So we have created this camera from our sequencers only. Right? Again, I'm showing how we can do that. Select camera, cut and delete. So see, the cine camera we can create from this cine camera and the set of the current camera set. Once you click over here, it's create the camera as well and the camera cut. Correct. So basically, this is our we can see the primary, the view panels, right? Whatever we are doing into the sequencers that we can see from this camera cut. So it's asking you want to do bind, you want to bind with sphere or bind with the cine camera actors. Let it be. Now we'll just open that. We have the options over here. Camera component, camera aperture. Let's rotate this camera into this view. Pressing the just alt and the left click. That way I can orbit my camera. So create current apertures. Here we can set the setting of that. This is the focal length. We can do change manual focal distance, right? We are not doing the camera, the in-depth property as of now. We will see like how we can import our camera into the sequencers, how we can use the animation layers, right? Into this. Okay. So as of now, I'm just deleting this camera cut. I don't require to do. I'm just happy with first of all my sphere. Now it is asking render sequence. Now if I've compiled entire timeline properly, I've imported my characters, I've given the animations. Now if I want to do the render, right? So this is the like render setting we have into the Unreal Engine and in the sequencer editor, but we are not using this render. Correct. If you want to render image sequences, then you have the JPEGs, then you have the PNG as well. Here you can just check. Correct. So before that, we will just see we also have tools. Let me just check. Yeah, and I opened this project into the 5.1, right, guys? So I hope you can also download that as well. So here we have the image media processor, cinematics we have. When we are rendering anything into the Unreal, we always use cinematic movie render queue. This is the plugin you require to turn on from the movie render queue. How you do that? Go to the edit, go to the plugins, and just search for the render. Right here, you can see I have turned on the some renders over here. Right here, we have turned on this movie render queue because this will give the more detail and different setting we can do. Right, that is a movie render queue. Right. Okay. So I'm not using this rendering as of now, right? I'll show that afterwards. Now here we can create the blueprint for this sequencers editors, right? Here you can see we have this right click to create the node. If I want to create the node or if I want to use my cinematics for my blueprint, yes, we can do that. So now this is the very tricky part. See, uh, blueprint is a different and the level sequences editors is different, right? So when we are using the blueprints, we are going into the the real-time game mode. And when we are using the cinematic renders, so that time we are using the sequencer editors, right? Where we can do the camera animations, right? It's simply like the video we can make out of that, right? Okay. So here we can go to the blueprint. Now here we have the option save as, import, open blueprint, like open director blueprint, which we have just open over here. So I'll just select and delete this blueprint. Let me close this materials and things for you guys. So it's really cool. So once you click, we have the import, export, open director blueprint, open binding tag manager, open sequencer group manager, restore pre-animated state, advanced fix actor references. This is related for the binding. Binding means where I'm just pointing out, right? Then we have transform skeleton, stretch strings, transit left, right? So these are the settings where we can add over here. Example, if I want to add track into my sphere, right? If I want to add track into my sphere in terms of like I have just only a transform. Thank you. I have only a transform. I just simply click, and if I want to add the audio collapse, right? Now here you can see my audio, the layers which has come to this layers. So this time I'll do give the keyframe. Let's click on this transform, turn on the auto key, go to the 30 frames, like where my audio gets over. I'll simply move and just give this to a keyframes, right? So if I select and move, so I see I'm not into gaming mode. I'm getting that audio as per my requirement, right, guys? So far, so good, right, guys? Do you want me to repeat anything over here? Rahul Mishra. Yeah, Rahul, I will explain that, right? What is a blueprint and where does blueprint work? See, basically, blueprint is, we can say it is a node connections, right? Where we can compile. There are different type of the blueprints are there. Okay. Uh, Guys, can I proceed next? Everybody understood this? Everybody need to do the assignment, right? After the session, I'll explain what you have to do and how you can submit that. Correct. So I'll just select now. Here you can see my audio file. It's a part of my sphere now. Correct. I'll just simply delete. So that way, if I want to add specific tracks into my object or the static mesh, here I can do that. Even triggers, path, new binding, if I want to bind anything, transform. See, already I'm using the transform, so that will not work. So you want to use the transforms or static mesh component actor hidden in games. That's just the simple options over here, right? So I'll go to my spheres and we have the options like pilot to camera. Like if I want to see that my cameras is only pilot to that object, right? I'm just deleting these keyframes. I'll click over here. Auto scroll, range slides. Range slide is this. Now here we can see the range slide. Here you can see if I simply move, this is my in and this is my out. This is my start and this is my end. Now here we can see this is my static positions. It's where it is starting from, right? It's starting from the 14 and the 15. I'll just go to the 0. I'll simply 0 type, right? And this type from the 200, right? So I'm into my 200 frames now. I'll just simply do the maximize. So here I'm able to see the durations. Now here you can see this is, something new into the 5.1 or 5.2 or 5.3 Unreal Engine. Here we have in and out. Here simply easily we can increase and decrease the start keyframe and the end keyframe as well. And previously it was not there. So if I've animated, I've given the keyframe to in transforms, in location, rotation, and scale as well. So this entire, the animated keyframe will move with the object. So please make sure like I can increase this durations. Here you can just check, right? Just mold it. For an example, let's give the keyframe, how to give the keyframe. Again, here you can see you should be into that particular area where your keyframe is supposed to start. Turn on the auto key. Click on this rotation buttons. Go to the next. Given these options, rotations we are not able to see, but still let's try it. I'll just rotate this, right? You can see we have given the keyframes. Let's try the scale as well. And if I want to go to the and jump into the my previous and after keyframe, here you can see we have the previous keyframe, next keyframe, previous keyframes, right? Click on this, go to the next keyframe of the rotation, simply click on the scale buttons. Let's try to scale that. Just try to scale. I'll just simply try to scale into a 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. Here you can see this. Now my keyframes has started to come, right guys? So this is a simple keyframe which I have just given over here. So nowadays, Unreal Engines are using the more widely into the, the motion graphics as well, right? Okay. So here we have the visibility like layer bar, key bars. See, that was the height, right? So this is really very easy to, like what is the durations. And here we can see the RGB colors, the scale XYZ colors over here. So all the options are available. Show mark frames globally, right? Clear globally mark frames. Like if I want to mark my keyframes over here, here we can do that. Now here we have the key all, key group, key change, cubic auto, cubic users, cubic break, linear, and the constants. Now if I say click key to all, that means what if I have any animated object. For another example, transform, I'll simply give the keyframes. Here you can see it's applied to location, rotation, and the scale as well. Why that's so? Because here we have key all, key group, key change. Correct? Now here we can say interpolation, that is my tangent, the curve editors, right? The key in and key out, key in and key out to the second keyframe. All right. Then we have this auto key. If you want to turn on an auto key, so basically I'll just change or I'll just move this my object. Here we can see that automatically my keyframe get updated, right? So it's really important, like whenever you are doing, just finalize on that specific, the layer where you are working on it or where you actually require the changes, right? Then after what you can do, select and you can lock that as well. There is the options over here, lock, as here you can see, I lock my names. So that for that, what do you require? You require to select that specific, the layers, select and say lock. So I'm not able to do the modification now or anything into this. Right click and click on this one, right? Here you can see I have just created this cube is getting a little bit, the smaller in size after the specific range of time. Now here we have the option allow all edit, allow sequence editors only, right? Let's try to, get more into this. Right? Just 1 minute, guys, that I can do that. See, when I'll say allow to all to edit, allow sequencer editors only, which properties are editable into the sequencer, that only we can able to modify. Allow level edits only which objects are there into the the level editor that we can change that. Right. Again, I'm saying any static mesh or the skeleton mesh we have added into my sequencer editor, that information that we will get into the sequencer. Here you can see if I turn off and turn on the sequencer, here we'll get where you use the sequences, right? Sequencer down here we can see this asset is specially added into the sequences, right? Now once you click over here, here we have allow sequencer edit only, allow edits only. Here you can just check my keyframes icons will get changed over here, correct? Allow sequences, allow all edits, that is means allow everything and I have able objects into my sequencers, right? Like for an example, let me go to the content browser. I'll select my car, there's options over here, right? And so just let me just cloak into this, cancel sequences over here. Now, by default, we always need to turn on this allow all edits, right? And if you want to see in terms of, to add anything or change anything, right? Allow all edits, like some of the which may produce the track keys or the modify default properties. If I'm using the allow sequence edits, then any edit property will automatically create a track if it does not exist or into the keyframes. Allow level edit means when using this option, we will be editing a default property of objects directly, right? Like let's select and delete these keys over here. Oh yes, let's just go over your first frames, try to select and delete, try to delete. So what it was doing, it was picking into the previous list. Again, go to the scale, open it into the one by default. Don't worry guys, we will use the animation skeleton as well into this. Okay. So this is a snap, you are unable to disappearing snapping. That means what it is directly will indicate into me 73 or 74 keyframes, right? So once I select my tracks editor here, we can see once you click over this settings into your, you need to go to the outliners, go to the detail panel. Here we have show only modify property. Which property I can modify? Just show me that. If I click turn off that, so it's showing the entire property. Only keyable property, which property I can able to give the keyframes that you will get into this will. Let me just show you this over here. Here you can see, right? You can see this. Once you click over here, here we have all. Only animated property. If I'm animated property, all advanced details, show hidden property with planes. Let's turn off this entire things. Again, come back to the normals, right? Here you can just oh, yes. So this is the snap option. Once you click over here, then we have this option. This three dot marks. Are you able to see this? Snap to, snap to the interval, snap to keyframe and sections. So many, options do we have. So basically you need to open all this and explore more in terms of, right? It's depending upon your, the keyframes and whenever you're using the level and, the cinematics editors, sometimes you are using the static match, sometimes you are using the animated tracks, right? So this is just the show interval, like here we have the keyframe or yes or no. Then the next and the foremost important property is the frame per seconds, right? By default, it starts with the 30 FPS, but suggestion is always go for the 24 FPS. Now what I'll do, I'll just try to give the keyframe to my 0 frames. Let's give the locations, keyframes. Go to the 48 frames, give this to a keyframes. Now here you can see this object is animated over here, right? Now if I want to change the, the curve editors, normally like when we are using any 3D softwares after doing the animations we require to work on the graph editor, correct? So how we'll use it? So next to that, these options, we have the graph editor. Once you click over here, here we'll get the graph, right? So into the graph, there are also many options, right? Let's just close and show it to you again. You need to select your, this mesh or static mesh, right? You need to go to the graph editor, simply click over here. Now here you are able to see like we are getting the curve editor. Once you click on these locations, go to the X. So I have not given any, there are no any value changes into my X. Y, yes, do we have this, the graph. So basically this is, we call the tangent over here. Let me just close, zoom in. Here you can see, uh, here we have this, the tangent, right? It's showing me when I'll hover my mouse over here, we are able to see the time is 0, value is 170. I'll just go and zoom that way. So once I'll hover my mouse, time 1.958, 410 values are there. So basically my object is moving from here to here, right? So basically with the help of this graph editor, we can change the tangent, right? So here you can just play with this, right? Again, just go to your graph editor. Let's increase this, the graph curves, right? Select and press F, focus on selected object. Again, go to your first edit frames, and here we are able to see our objects are getting a little bit back. This is again coming, right? Again, go to the graph editor, simply click over here and just, if I want to do the changes into the graph editor, do select and right click and say cut, copy, paste, and click on this auto. So by default, it's come with the auto. Now here, what I'm doing, I'm just increasing my frames. I'll just increase and decrease this into the durations of this frames become a very less, right? But this is very sensitive. See, I'll just click and move my mouse over here. Middle mouse, right? And middle mouse, I'm adding the keyframes. From the middle mouse, I'm adding a keyframe. My animation will get changed instantly. Click on the save buttons and just close it and try to see the weird animations now. See? Correct? So my time duration is this much, so I should end my frame range. So this will start in play. Now, if I want to play continuous, here you can see on your left hand side, we have these options, right? Here we have this option, loop playback. I'll just go to this and play. So again, my animation will start from first frame. Here you can just check that. So basically, this is only visible when we are doing into the sequencer editors only. Stop, select and go to the previous keyframe. Yes, so next. If I want to directly jump into the previous keyframe. Now, as of now, I have just given the keyframe into my locations, right? For an example, if I'm using this into the rotations as well, see between these two, right, keyframes, here you can just see there are no keyframes for the rotation. Let's give this keyframes, right? Now let's see, I'll go to my previous keyframes. Here you can see. So basically it's showing, it doesn't showing just only a transform location in the rotations, right? So entire timeline where you have the keyframe is directly jumping over there. It is going to the next frame. Next frame, here you can see this options, next frame. Here we have jumped to the next key selected to the end. It's directly will take you to the end. Set playback and current positions, right? I'll just move this entire this area. This end frame, I require this red. Then I'll just keyframe this. So whenever I hover my mouse, I'm just informing him this has to be my end frames. Right here, stop and play. Right, guys? I hope everyone's clear. So far, so good. Right? So basically, we are just understanding the icons, what we have into the sequencer editor. As of now, I'm just creating, the keyframes just simply with the basic shapes and, basic objects and assets in that. Guys, any questions? So far, so good. Do you have anything in that? Yes, Wasim sir, we can change the due to the speed. Correct. So when we are using same like into the Maya or any 3D Max or any kind of the even also into the Premiere also or into the Animate CC or the Flash, we have the graph editors, right? So here what we can do everything whatever you have design into your 3D DCC software that you can bring and you can do the live animations as well. You can do the keyframe as well. Perfect. Okay. This is very good questions. Onion skin and the ghost is available. Yes, I never tried, but yes, it is available. Ghost. The previous, like, the motions and into the Maya, right? If I'm not wrong, Vishwash, I guess you're asking that only when we are using into Maya or 2D, we can see the before keyframes, at the present frame, say previous keyframe and the next keyframe color will get changed. Yes, we can import that as well, right? We have that options, but it is some kind of the plugins will be there, right? At present, there are no previous like ghost, right, Vishwas? I guess your concern is about the ghost. All right, so this is about the static mesh which we can just create into the sequences. Let me just save this file and let me just check the theory. Like if I like here we have this keyframe all cubics, start and end, playback speed. Yeah. So this is the pending, like this is the sequencer editor playback speed, how much you require. If I'll increase into the train and just start to play this here, you can see we are able to see our playback speed a little bit faster. If I 0.1, this become a kind of the slow-mo, right? Again, select the playback speed and just push the one. One is a normal, 1.5 is playback range, all sequences. I will do the subsequence in isolations. That means just I want to see that individual sequences, jump frame increment 555. So with the help of this up arrow and down arrow here, you can just check. I'm going into the keyframe as well. The greater than and the lesser than. I'm directly going into my keyframe. Here you can see if I press my I or I'm for the mark. Here you can see I'm using the marker. Guys, you're able to see this, right? A, B, C, D. I just increase and decrease the, this just is changed into the D. So I'm using this, the marker. If I want to change anything, you give the feedback. I can increase this entire here. You can see my keyframe is also get changed because I have scaled my animations. Okay. So let's delete this and start to uh, work on the this asset, like if we are using any animation, so how we can do that. Oh yeah. And friends, let's just keyframe selected nodes. Might be possible you might get the bake animations over here. And about the ghosting, you need to little bit do the research, right? Movie render queue legacy. This is the blueprint, right? And I'm just checking it. Do I missed any part on this? Big transform into this. This is the keyframes. Selected nodes only. Pilots camera. Okay, this is like start and end. Play base picket is one. This is the keyframe. Wow, keyframe you want to give. Simply click over here. And here we got linear constant cubic users, auto keyframes, and this allow to edit. And this is a snap. I'm sorry. Next, step to selection while scrubbing. You can turn on, you can explore more on this. So basically, this will help to the scrubbing if I'm using this. Okay. Now see, I have downloaded this asset from the marketplace. You want me to show that? Then go to the marketplace. Do my screen is visible to everyone? Guys, can you please confirm? Do my screen is visible to everyone? Thank you, Vishwas. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Vijesh. Perfect. So when you go to the marketplace, always go for the free and say permanently free collections. So here you'll get a little bit more, the assets which you have requirement in this, right? Here you can see this all are asset. If I downloaded and I've used in my library, it's indicating oh that is like I already downloaded that. So here we can change into the from 20 to 100 per page over here, right? Simply click on that. And you can search as per the your the requirements assets which were. So there are many more here. You can see this is the wolf which I have downloaded an email variety pack. I simply once you click over here, correct? It's directly will take you there, content detail, and simply you need to click on the add project, right? Because I already using it here. You can see after installations, when you go to the content browsers, I'll simply click over here. We have this animal variety, right? Fox. I will just go to the Fox and go to the meshes and I'll simply drag and drop over. I'll just select delete this and this time I'll use the Fox. Here you can see the Fox are added into my scenes. It take a little bit more time to, capture. Simply click and screen percentage, just make it 200. Like if you have the good RTX, right? Graphic tag, then only use. Otherwise, 100 is okay. Again, if your machine is working slow, just make it to the 20. 100 is the minimum, right? We can't go below the 100. 80 was there, right? Yeah, 50 is possible. Even a 50 here, we can see we get a little bit, the low details in our uh, the view, right? And just make it 100, right? Did it assign? 100 is assigned. Okay. Now here you can see we have the static mesh. I'll simply drag and drop that into my level. Now, once you add it into your level, it's automatically will come into your outliner. Select this SK static mesh you have, drag and drop into your sequencers, right? That is like, sorry, do not attach with this. You should be very careful while, just, the droppings of your meshes over here, right? Otherwise, what will happen? It's become a link. It's become a child of the any one asset. Go to the track, head to the sequencers. Here you can see SK static mesh Fox. Here so automatically added. Now here you can see this animations. The layers came automatically. That's what I was saying, that right? If I'm using any objects over here, selected this object, drag and drop over here. I'm not able to see. I'm not able to just close this sphere and drag and drop. See here directly we are getting the transform. So by default, this object doesn't have any animations layer to this. Select, press F on the focus on selected object. So here we have start end times, delete all marks. Go to this, right click, delete all marks. Clear section range. Here you can see do the right click and here we can do set start time. So my animation will start from here. Idle time is 0. Do right click set end time. So my animations will get over to this. If I want to do end over here, select and say end time. So automatically my playback range or the my timeline or my animation will stop over here. And okay, set selection start. So here my selections will start. Do the right click, clear selection range. So I've just cleared the selection. I and O is also the this guys. I O in and out. Do the right click and just clear selection range. Okay. So now I hope you understood. Like here we can see that these are the different icons over here. See, Here on your right hand side, here it's showing some kind of the skeletons, and here we can see we have the spears over here, right? Come out, spear, right? Okay, I'm just deleting this spear this time because we need to assign the animations to this. Now, when we have the animation, once I'll simply click on this animations icon, here we'll get entire animated clip details, right? See, this things is coming into the gray. It might require times. Let's Control Shift S and save your project. Animation, click over here. Still, it's taking a little bit more time to refresh. We have over here byte options. Now here we can just check where's our this options over here. When I'll hover my mouse, this character is, animating like it's just biting. This is the animation script. I'll simply move that clip into my start frame. It has to start from 0. Here you can see select and play. Here it is biting. Now what is the best part of this? I can increase this animations clip. I'll just drag and open the animations clip. Here you can just see. You can scale it. So what will happen? It will be continuing looping. See here you can see. It's continued looping. I'll increase more. Control and middle scroll mouse button. Or what I'll do, I'll increase this frame till 96. I'll increase this my entire escape fog animation. Here you can see. See this is the animations here you can see, right? I just wanted to loop, select and play that. Again, you can download this asset from your, the marketplace. You search more, use any characters, anything whichever you like to explore. After this sessions, guys, you need to submit, the assignments as well, right? You can just check this here. Yeah, perfect. Let me reduce it. Let me make it into the default. Now, this is the like one animations, right? If I'm using the another animation for an examples, get hit front, here you can see my animation layers. Get byte is my first, simply I'll move. Now if I require this, byte has to be come into the last and this has to be come into the first. Yes, we can do that. Here you can just check. So this animation is get hit front, right? Here you can see get hit front. And into my second clip, I'm able to see this is the biting. Now the best part is what we can do the blending. Here you can see. Now blend means what? Let me take a screenshot of this and just open the paint. Skip it. Yeah. Now what is the meaning of the blend where my two animation, let me change the colors. This is my one clip and this is my second clip. Now what I require to blend of these two, right? Like in Maya, we are doing it, that's we are can able to do with the help of the tracks editors. But here it is a very smoothly they have given. You simply need to just move it. Now here we can see this after some time it start to get that options. Now you can see still it is into the first layer and second layer. If I merge together here we can able to see this blend option. See this getting a blend, right? I'll just hover my mouse and start to play. See this guys? Let's end this over here. Let's start this. I need to start this animation layer. Just try to increase it into this layers and try to increase this. This is my 25 FPS. If I try to do 120 FPS, right? If I change this into my 12 FPS, so this is looking a little bit abrupt, right? If I change this into the 240 FPS, if I want to make my custom FPS, like I've selected this custom, I'm making it into 25,000, right? Wow, cool. See this? And if I'm just making this into normal into again 24 FPS, here you can just check, right? See this? I hope guys you are understanding about the blending where you will get the blend. So this is my start and it's showing me my curve. See my curve, there's blending options over here. I'm just selecting my curve. I'm increase and decrease my blend. Here you can see. So basically it start what is my animation is, right? Let me just delete one. So again here you can see I'm able to get only the one clip. If I'll just scale it a little bit more. So it will continue loop. Here we can see this mark over here. That means what my animation keeps getting over. Again it will start from beginning. Select and just try to Z it and just we do not require this time a loop. Let's use the different animations. So I hope you are understanding it. If I'm using any skeleton mesh where we have the animation, we will automatically will get the animations options, right? And when we are using the static mesh, so that time we are using only the transform. Sometimes just in case if the transform is not showing into the sequencer editor, so with the help of this transform, we can edit, right? We can select this, this track button and where we can add animation again we have. So these are the animation presets which are available for this, or we can directly select on the animations. So here we have Fox is resting. Here you can see after the barking is becoming a very tired. See, he's so abrupt, right? So there is no blending. So what we'll do, let's try to blend that together. So what we'll do after this, he will try to get sit. See, I hope guys you understanding it, everyone. Any questions, guys, you have, please do ask into the question box. Right? Okay. Thank you, everyone. So we are just doing the blending. Now, what happened? See, once I'll click over here, here we have the weightage. Here we can see how much weight we require to give. So that animations also we can do. Here you can see, for example, let me just delete and let me use this one layer thing. So animation is there. Here we have the weightage. Yes, we can do animation to the weightage. For an example, keyframe, and this is my weightage till 0 to 10 or 7 frames is the same. And after the 16, it's becoming a 0. Let's put it into the 0. So what happened? My animation is become the static now. Here you can see the tail is becoming so weird. Tuck, tuck. So there is no transactions of that, right? But yes, when we are assigning in next clip to that, and after the blending, still we require to use the the weightage keyframe. Yes, we can do that. I'll just select and delete this and select and delete this. So I'm just using this one keyframes. Select this and just delete this keyframes, right? Okay. So let's try to blend 2 3 animations together, right? So this is my first the layers, like I'll just say examples. Go to the rest, aggressive breathing where so it's breathing. Hit front, just delete that. With animation starts, he is just breathing. Normally when we are using any asset, the durations of this particular animation layer is nearby 48 seconds, right? 24 into 2, that is for the 2 seconds. Let's just stop and play it, right? Go to the minus, create it. Again, at the animations, go to the down, we'll get the more options like rest in, turn right, sorry, walk. After the resting, this fox is started to walk. Now here you can see the center pivot is not matching up, right? Here you can see if I do the blend, little bit more blend here you can see, right? Another thing is do the right click over here. We have the properties or that specific the start range and the end range of that specific. Below that we have match with this bone with the previous clip. See, there are no previous clip of this, right? So what we'll do, we'll select the second clip, right click and say match with this bone with the previous clip. With whom? With root. So here you can see now I'm getting a very less, it's going very smoothly. Start and play now. See this? Right? I hope guys you understood. This is very much important, right? You want me to show it again, guys? Come on, type in question bags. You want me to show that again? I'll show that over here. Guys, I'm waiting. If you want me to show, you understood? If you understood, then please type understood. If you want me to show it again, please type again. I hope guys you are not understood. Yeah, thank you. What about the other? Amit has confirmed that he's understood, guys. Okay, thank you, Divya. Sir, again, issue Verma. Oh, okay, no problem. I'll show that again. See what happened. Let me just delete this clip for you. See, this is my one animation clip, right? And I'm adding one more animation clip for an example. This is the idol is breathing. Just let me say, look around, right? Now here you can see this is my one clip and this is my another clip. My time frame duration is getting a stops. Let's start from the 0 and let's end this frames. Increase this or still we have one more. So let's increase the entire timelines, right? So this clip is getting over here. Now here you can see this, the transactions between from first clip to second clip. Very crucial, huh? Transaction. Plus and the minus is zoom in, zoom out in the timeline. Right? Press the plus. Here you can just see. So now what we'll do after the blending, right? Here you can see this is still not blend yet. If I want to do the blending, then this two clip has to be into the same layer. And the second clip need to the overlap of the previous layer. But still sometimes what happened, my clip is not, or my animation clip is not showing me a proper way. I'm not able to see this right now. Here you see there is a very less chance to get abrupt. So what I'll do, I'll select my second clip over here and this time we have the option match this bone with previous clip. मतलब previous clip का root bone, right? For an example, मेरा ये previous clip का root bone का जो positions है, जो animation है, it is over here. So what I want my second clip का भी root position has to be match with my previous root bone. Okay? See, as of now, इसका root bone almost same ही है. Right? I'll just scroll it. If I want to reduce it, yes, I can reduce it. Here you can see. Now very nicely I'm able to, tail is moving and this guys, and let's add on one more animations, right? Night for an example, it's saying running, let's say, do we have the resting jump? Rest of run we have, right? Now what we'll do, I'll just select and move my run over here. Let's increase this run. See, this is continuously starting from this, right? Now here's come the best part. If I do the blend के लिए पूरा layer एक layer में होना चाहिए. जितने भी animation clip है, how many animation clip we have, it has to be into this one layer. And I'll try to blend it. See, sometimes if I do the blending still here, you can see the body movement. It is not that much visible still, but for sure, we require to match our third clip root bone with the first clip. I mean, second clip, sorry. Right? Now, if I require to match my third bone clip with my second bone clip, I'll select my third clip, right click, match this bone with the previous, with the root or with the fox. I'll say root. So what will do, the root bone of my third clip will be the same, right, of my second clip. Right? Now again, if I'll play over here we can just see this. See this, guys? Now here's come the beauty part. We can do the transform now. Let's stop on that positions. Transform, click on this positions and just go to the last frame. Automatic keyframe is on, just try to scale it. Right? We need to see the positions of how it's starting to run. Let's play. Right? Initially started very low. We need to give a little bit more distance. Right? I just select this and give the more distance. So that way we will get a little bit more, right? Selected. Just try to see this. Now the best part, I need to work on my graph editors, right guys? I hope you all are understanding it, right? My Y position is this, right? Now what we can do, this curve has to be the linear, right now. This is coming into a curve. So we require this into the linear. Now here you can just click on this arrow, wave break, wave linear. Click on this linear. So my first keyframe start with the smooth tangents, right? Then till to the end, it's going into the same flow, right? Again, go to your this frames and just stop and play. Do not worry about the scaling. This is just a default like I'm using it. Correct? Now I need to change this my keyframes, right? Because what's happening? This is jumping from this and my position need to start from here. Little bit more where we can see it started to jump, right? So what we'll do, let's add the one more keyframe, let's put it into here. Let's just try to see this. See this guys? I hope you're understanding it. Let's give the little bit more, stop this. Let's give the little bit more positions because the framing which the clip is not mixing or the matching up with the distance. Here you can just check this is good, this is good, this is good. Here you can see this. Now this thing is becoming tired. Let's Fox को यहाँ पे आ गया. Let's do this. Start and display. So this everything we are doing into the sequencer editors, right, guys? Here you can just check. I hope guys you understood or any questions you have. There is a questions from the Vishwas. Can we create like the animation of the path like motion path? Yes, Vishwas, we can do that. Right? That I'll show that into the camera as well. Okay, guys, I hope this you understood everybody, right? Let's okay. So this is the first assignment. You need to do this kind of the animations clip, right? Now what we'll do, we'll add the camera over here. See, as of now, I have only this, right? So let's go and go to this visual effects, cinematics, cine camera actors. Click over here. We'll always create this black, the camera. Our fox is a little bit tiny. That's okay. Let's just scroll it down. Let's see where it is. Oh, still it is up. I'll just rotate this, right? Let's go a little bit close to the other fox. Correct? Here you can see. Just rotate a little bit below. Right? Now here we can see if I want to see my camera view in my perspective, we are able to see this small over here. Go to the perspective and then just say cinematic viewport. Perspective, which camera we have created, cine camera. Now here we can see our object or the character is not in focus. Now select the camera. Go to the focus settings, right? Here we have the focus setting. Now simply select and click on this object. Click on the object, right? Now click on this dot rework. So here we will come to know which areas I'm covering into this purple or blue color. Have the blur. So what I will increase my manual focus distance. So what will happen? I'm able to see my character very clearly, but the background will become a little bit blur. And do not forget to turn off the draw debug because it will a little bit create uneasy for the viewers or the YouTube see it, right? Here you can see I've created camera. Now drag and drop your camera over here. Here you can just check this. I've added my cine camera actors. Let's just scroll it up. So here I can easily can see this object is this characters is more. Now what I'll do, I'll give the animations to my character as well. Or means it's look like a camera ke baaju mein se this your fox came and gone, right? So what I'll do, I'll press the 0 camera, click over here. I have the transform now. Click on this transform. So that means the keyframe will come into the move, rotate and scale as well. Correct? Now I'll go to this keyframe. Okay, this is the positions where my, the fox is going. So what I'll do, I'll just move my camera. But always I need to adjust my defocus also. If you want to work on the perspective here, you can just check, click on this up arrow. So you came into your perspective view, right? Now again, just turn off into the default viewport, because into the cinematic viewport, we are able to see these options. I'll explain you what is a cinematic default view. I'll select this object. This is my object. Now it is really a little bit more easy. Here we can see, click on this card, press F. This is the object, press F. This is showing, let's okay, click F. This, the fox is there, right? Now here what we can do, I just rotate this and just move my camera over here. We can see this. I'm able to see my object is moving. Again, click over here, perspective, click on this cine camera actors. I'll just stop. This object is moving. Here we can just check. Then it started to get moved. Right? Now we need to work on this focus as well, because my focus is not proper. Camera component, once you click over here, then we have these options over here. Now simply what we can do, we need to click on this keyframe of the manual focus distance, right? Now simply select this object, click over here, turn on door rework focus plan. Yes, so that way we can come to know my character is not focused yet. Click over here, here we can see, right? We need to focus on this object, increase this. Don't worry about the quality. We are not working on the quality now, right, guys? We are just working on this camera. Turn off this option now. Now here we can see, now just start and play. Now if you want to, now if you want to start your, sorry. Now if you want to start your transform into a little bit more, after creation, select this keyframe and just try to drag it. Now see, once you try to move it, we are able to see this entire start and end keyframes are moving together. So what I'll do, I'll just select my transfer XYZ and I'll just transfer into something. Play. Right? Now again, you want to work on the camera component, that is the, the manual this, again, give the keyframes, select your camera, manual focus distance, focus. Select this and click over here, right? So we'll get a little bit more cinematic view. Right, guys? So here you can see nice way we are able to see. Cinema camera focus distance will be the same. I hope everyone understood this. So this is the clip. Now, if I want to do render of this clip, if I want to make AVI, use this. Click over here, give the, the video sequence AVI. Just make sure this will take a little bit higher size. Just make it into the 1920. We are not suggesting using the AVI, right? But still, by default, use it. So automatically you'll come to know, if I click on this capture movie, yes, save selected. Now what we'll do, it start to do render. Say it's showing capturing a video. Say open capture folder. Right, this comes in the black color. Let's explore it. Oh, we need to click on this cine camera actors. Inlet mode. There's a light already in my scene. Direction light is there. Come out of this. I don't know what happened to this because there's already apertures, then we are not used it, right? Any which way. Again, save this. Let's go to the unlit mode and just unlit mode. Just try to play this. Now click on the cine camera actors, click on this, play this. If you want to render it, right, so what we'll go to the tools, cinematic way of the movie render cube. Once you click on it, it's asking which you want to render. I want to render my car sequence, but that's okay. I don't want to go as of now, right? Let's explore more to this, right? You create this clip, this kind of the clip, use any assets, and you just try to submit, right? Okay. So what we can do, I just stop this, select it, viewport, stop, right? Again, go to the lit mode. Let me just open one more time, 100, I do not shade, yes. This is due to some settings. Okay, now yeah, in my this file you have seen, I was working on the one car, right? Where is the faculty training? Faculty trainings. Yeah, here it is. Oh, this things is done. Yeah. Okay, this things is in. Now I was working in this, the car, right? We can do the animations, we can give the material to this kind of the car, right? Let me just minimize it, open it my asset editor, close it. Now here you can see we are able to see this comes in red in color. Now why that? So because this is not the same level where we are working, correct? So please make sure click on the level which you are working on it. I'll simply click on the car which I was working on it. Let's delete all the light just in case. Direction light delete, skylight delete. What else we have? Let's just check on that. Let's put it into the this lit mode. Let me close this and let me just delete this as well. I do not require this animations camera rig. Yeah, camera rig, I will show you what we do and how to do the camera rig as well. What else we have? Just delete entire. I'm just checking do I car animation sequences and just deleting that as well. Car sequence again, I'll delete cinematic camera and just deleting that as well. Post process, sky atmosphere, volumetric cloud. I'm just deleting entire exponential light folks, right? So basically, I'm just deleted entire default light setups, right? Again, if I do the unlit mode, everything comes in black color. See, whenever you are started to work any kind of the assignment or any projects, Control Shift S and just save this. First of all, always go to the world outliners and just create the environment light mixer. So here we have by default like create the skylights, create atmospheric, sky atmosphere, volumetric, and create high fog. Now select and click on this lead mode, right? See guys, I hope you understood anything, right? In previous might be some kind of the light default, it was happens, right? I'll just open this and what I'll do, let's work on the light, directional lights, select and just making that into a little bit this. What we can do, we will try to create one good camera animations to this car, right? How will to do that? For example, this is my object, Control Shift S. It will maximize it. So when I'll go to my the cinematics, we have the option cine camera actor. This you understood. Then we have camera rig crane. Once you click over here, you can just check. We have created this. I'll just remove the slides. We have created a crane press end, that is a snap to ground end. Right here, you can just check. This is the press F11. Press F11. You can just check. I'll just try to rotate it. I'll pull it this sides, right? I'll do more this. Now, like you have seen into a films, like they're using a big crane for that. Camera pinch here, you can see we can do rotation as well. Let me do the reset. Camera yaw, then camera arm length. Here you can see we have just created this arm length of this camera. Right, guys? Now this is my car. If I require to do this kind of the details, right? Do let me know, like if you want to make this kind of the materials. There's already are available into the marketplace. You require to do a little bit more research in terms of, and we can do this kind of the light setting and the material assigned to this object. Right? Now what I require, I want to attach my camera with this. First, what we will do, we'll try to pull it and put it between these two objects, right? So now what I'll do, I'll go to my cinematics and create the cine camera actors, right? Now what I require, my camera should be attached with this, on this particular area where we can create the very nice, the kind of the trail movement, correct? So what I'll do, I'll select my camera, which I've just now created. I'll select this camera. We need to make a parent of this crane. So what I'll do, I'll just select that from my left mouse key and I'll just scroll. I'm sorry. I'll just select that and just scroll it. Do not leave left mouse keys, just click to scroll it. Drag and drop to the camera. Now, after becoming a child of my crane, but still my camera has not moved, right? So for that, what you require to do, you require to simply reset this transform. See, my camera automatically came over here. Now what we'll do, we'll give the rotations. Yes, this is the rotations here we can give. And you require to put the positions. I require to use this area. Right, here you can see now. Now here you can see the beauty parts. I'll select my crane and I'll just click on these UO buttons. See this? And reset. If I want to use this, right? Now, if you remember, I told you there is options in this camera. Look at, unable to look at tracking. Once you turn on that, it's asking boss किसको track करना है. I'll select and say boss ये car को track करना है. Right? Now, if I select the crane this here, you can see it's looking towards the particular area, right? I'll just create the arm length here. You can just see this. कैमरे को ऊपर भी लेके जाएगा तो भी वो उसको ही देखेगा. See this? This is the beauty part. I hope guys you understanding it, or you want me to show it again. So what we'll do, let's scale it up, a little bit up, or a little bit length. So basically what we can do, we are starting the camera animations from here, right? Let's pull it a little bit more, right? A little bit more. Here you can see it's grounding. A little bit more. We decrease the length, increase the height. Let's scroll it. So basically you require to do a little bit more hands-on to this, right? Now here we can see we just created this now, right? Now this we simply give the animations to our sequences. Add level sequencers, save these sequencers, right? So basically you require to bring that camera uh, into your sequences. Select your rig, drag and drop, camera, drag and drop, right? Once you select the track, here we have attach. Here you can see camera transform path, camera rig or camera crane. We need to bring that attribute, right? Because that particular attribute is into our crane, right, guys? Press F. See, this attribute special is into our crane, not into a camera. So we have bring that camera and track, and if I say now we need to search where the path camera rig crane 0 camera pitch and you attach camera rig camera rig this, right? Here we just see into the transform cine camera actors attached to camera rig crane. Let's try to see that attach this. The attach option has came over here. Track path we have, events we have attached to camera mount, camera pitch. We require camera pitch. Click camera raw. Right here we can see camera raw we have over here. Right. This is the keyframes. Right. Select and again just delete that. Let's delete this camera rig as well. Right. Select this camera. Cine camera actor drag and drop. So our camera has come. Right. Now we require to do animations to our crane part. Here you can see this is the keyframe. Add keyframe to this property. Simply keyframe and try to give the keyframe. Here you can see camera rig and crane is there. Just increase and decrease it something. Just go to little bit do the radius and give the keyframe. If I do this, the animation has not came. Let's try to see why. This is the property. Go to the first, go to the previous keyframes, go to the next keyframes. This is a pitch. Try to see, yeah, it's can just delete that keyframes. This is my first keyframe, camera pitch. Let's come off for this perspective. Let's focus on this camera. Right. This we require a little bit wider, little bit down. Give the keyframes. This is an arm length, right? Now this give the keyframe. Here you can see we have created this nice start to play this. Now what we do to create the perspective and say cine camera actor 0, start and play this. I hope guys you understood. You want me to show it again? Uh, Wasim sir, I not understood. So what is the shortcut key for the full screen viewer? That's F11. Rahul, F11 you need to press it. Come on guys, tell me you want me to show it again or you understood? Should I proceed more? You can play with the distance. No sir, I understood. Okay, thank you Wasim sir. Anyone else? Okay, thank you Rahul. Come on guys, sir. How to take the camera rig? Oh, okay. You know how to take the camera rig. No problem. I'll show you that again as well. Okay, let me just. Should I delete entire things for you? Uh, Sauvik Das Gupta. Should I delete everything for you? Should I show you from the beginning? Just the camera rig options. Okay, that you can take from here. Click over here. Go to the cinematic view of the camera rig. Right. I hope you understood now. Sovik, can we go ahead? Oh, thank you, Sovik. So now what I'll do, let's delete entire these things. I do not want this. Now I want any kind of this camera cat or sequencers or anything. Right? Okay. Now there is a one more option which is we call cinematics. We have rig rail. So rig rail, what we'll do here with the help of this rig rail. So this is the rig rail where everybody, I guess we already have seen to this camera, right? So what I'll do, I'll select this point and I'll just create any spline shapes, right? If I want to add the vertices between this, right click and say, oh yeah, right click and just say, and right click and say add spline point. So that way I'm just creating any, the smooth curve options. Right click and say add spline. You should be in the line mode, then only it will come. If I'm not selecting, I'm able to see this options. So right, if what I can do, I can just move this and just select that point. Right here, you can just select that point as well. Right? So I'll select this and just try to rotate if I want to make any kind of the animations to this, right? So I just scrolling this down and doing, right? I just pull this down, right? And if I want to create some kind of the smooth movement, like kind of the matrix 360, so what I'll do, I'll just start from the side view, right? I'll just select this point and just move this point here. I'll select this point and just move that over here. I'll select this splines and just move. I'll just select this spline and just move. This camera is big and just try to fill it up. If you want to add the spline, you should be into the spline mode, right click and say add spline mode. So automatically it will add the point over there. I just move that point. For an example, if I want to make this kind of the movement, right? Anything kind of, or if you want to make a little bit more closer to your object or subject, select on this point, right? Okay, perfect. F11. Now what I'll do, I'll just create the cinematics camera over here and where there's our track. Yes, this is the camera rig and just camera rig. It's not deleted. Let's delete it. Oh, the by. I'll select this my camera. Let's search whether it is rig is there or not. I've deleted over. Yes, this is some kind of the error I'm facing it, guys. F11. Still we have displayed, right? Yeah. If we have displayed, so that's okay. Let's try it. Not coming, then we'll do it again. So, split it. This is weak and this is my camera rig. Oh, we have just only camera rig. Now this time we will create the cine camera actor. Now what we require to do is select left click and middle mouse scroll it. Scroll, scroll, scroll. See it's become a child of this. Middle mouse, scroll it. Again select and just drag into this rig. See this become the child of this rig. Now simply you need to select your camera and simply click on this location reset buttons. So it basically will come over here. Now give this to positions where you require to give position X, right? Now just rotate that where you can see your car, right? And then click on the look at the trackings. So it will ask, okay, boss, कौन से object को track करना है? Now simply select and click over here, right? And when we'll select the track, right, which we have created, we have current positions on the trail. Here you can just check. It is looking towards that area only because which we have created. Right, guys? If you are just not like with this, just pull it back. Just bring it down. Right. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. So basically, kind of the roller coaster of the movement that you can guys can do from you. I just select this. Let's go to the option over here. Look, I can interrupt speed. If I reduce, add more this. So what exactly this things do? This will try to, create the smooth transactions, right? Example, let me select the track. Sorry, not into this. Let's go over here. Here you can see the smooth transaction moment, right? Now what we'll do, we'll create the sequencer editors. Again, go new levels, just create a new level sequences, give the name of that, right? Now bring your camera. The camera will be in the top, select and drag and drop over here. So this will create automatically the value. Now we are not able to see this screen. Why? Because this values is inside this camera position there. Camera rig drag and drop, right? So once you add camera this rail over here, still we are not able to get the positions, current positions on rail. So what we'll do, we'll click on this track, attach, we'll see that is a camera position on rail. Let's search path, event, audio, attach, and look orientations on rail. See, that's we have current positions on rail, right? Here you can see we have this. Now here we can give the keyframe. This is my first keyframes. Go to the last keyframes and just change the value. Correct? Now let's just see. Now play spacebar. So guys, I hope you understood this. So if you want to change in the look at the tracking as well, right? So what we can do, select the camera trail and where we have the look at tracking. This time we'll select not to this come out from this perspective view and just click over here. Again, select this tracking and just click on this black shade, right? Now what we'll do, we'll just try to relative give the offset. X, Y, let's keyframe is there. Let's see, allow roll turn on and off. Here you can just check. Film batch setting will try to do the DSLR, right? Universal zoom, let's try to work on the 50 mm primes, a little bit more closer, so the 200 primes, right? If the 200 is so much, 105, 85 mm, or let's give the 50 mm. That's totally depending upon you, right? Select, just spacebar it. If you want to put it into the track a little bit, stop it. Let's stop this timeline. Now go to track. If you think so, you want to do a little bit, a position is not proper. W, pull it back, right? Pull it back and just scale it up. Drag it up. See, go a little bit more closer, right? Pull it up, bang. Let's see this. Now click on this, the camera cut, then automatically it will come over, play this, right? So I hope you understood everyone's. Right? Ravindra Vishwakarma, Saurav Shah, Renu, Suraj, Sovina, Srijit, Subra, Sumit Kumar, Tapas, Tulsi sir, Vignesh, Vishwas sir, Vivek Kumar, and Xavier Nikhil. Everyone, please confirm you have shared your feedback. Then we are starting with the question and answer sessions. Let's start with the question and answer sessions. We have to drag the parent camera, right, and child camera both to the sequencers. First, Rajesh, you need to bring your camera into your sequencer, right? Then after you need to bring crane or rail, right? I hope answer your questions. We have to drag parent camera, rail, and child camera board. This is the same question. I answer your questions. Do I miss? Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you, Vasim sir. Any questions, guys? Do you have any questions more? Please submit your assignment, right? I was working on this. I would like to share some of you. I'm just showing you the screenshot resolutions, right? Let me just capture it. See, I was working on this materials, right? Everybody can see this, guys. So this is, I was like, the working on it, right? Still, I'm facing a little bit, here you can see the material, I guess, is not blending properly over here. So in next session, we'll try to do the